So basically, we're starting off in a small town called Waywarf. A former village named Wayward was once attached with a great sail. It one day dreamed of racing an iceberg to the ocean. It won that race and found itself sailing the high seas, grinding across the bottom of the ocean, with absolutely no plans on where it was going or where it was headed. Driving along the contours of the Great Sea, it eventually ground its way to the top of an unsettled province. You see, this world has been through something of a break. 108 years ago, during an age known as that of steel and fire, the world took a very different shape, a far more yelly, action-oriented shape. You see, these were the years of Tenra Bancho Zero, the age of legends, when great swords were hurled across the skies, great beasts were felled, driving their great carcasses into the ground. Everyone agreed that that was a little bit tiresome. So everything, and everyone, the progress of the world took a nap, a 108-year-long nap. More recently, it's been waking up. Civilization not necessarily re-beginning in a post-apocalyptic sense, but ambition is rising once again. People deciding, hey, maybe it would be interesting to see the outside instead of hanging around and taking a nice rest. The age of afternoon naps is finally coming to an end.
Oh.
I mean...
I was born in the wrong era.
Ultimately, it's up to you guys to decide the shape of this next age. But it appears to be one of exploration, one of inquisition. Curiosities seem to be perking up. Mankind and the various other races have forgotten the shape that the world took. They've forgotten what everything was, what lived out there in the woods. Communities have existed through the years, mostly self-contained, happily just getting by, passing the time. Now that generation, 2 generations, 3 generations, depending on how short-lived these races are, have passed, the new younglings have decided to set out. You find yourself in one such town, the earlier mentioned hamlet, that found itself as an island. The town of Waywarf now sits, its great windsail broken, intentionally, so it will stop moving, now devoid of its population. Many of the travelers who decided to set down roots there have left. Now, instead, a small council meets to discuss the impending problem of the town's, more recent vacancy.
So, this Waywarf word town,
Yes.
would you say that it's the very town pictured in this picture that we use for everything?
Yeah.
It is actually.
Oh,
the
that's
picture that we're
convenient.
using is actually Wayward. But it is before it crashed into the ocean.
And then did it crash into the ocean, and if I'm getting it right, it crashed into a landmass again?
Yes.
Yeah, more or less.
Cool. All right.
Nice.
Sure.
Listen, that's a tale for a different time. That's not cute and friendly at all. That
Should I
is
be
a
removing...
What?
Should I remove this character from our image since... I mean, she's probably long dead, let's be honest.
No. As I was saying, that was a hardcore nautical adventure, and the second I find, like, a difficult sea survival TTRPG, you guys can run that.
My god, I am all over that.
Please send any sea survival TTRPGs to thirdwheel@gmail.com.
P.O. Box dot.
Jeez.
At pobox.org. Okay, so now to make it clear, what characters are you guys playing for this session?
I am going to be playing the ever-adventurous, ever-busy Habi Moondrinker. Having just finished, having completed her most recent adventure of curing a town full of sick grandmas, she is now heading towards whatever awaits her in the future.
Oh,
Hey, that's nice.
yeah.
Jackson, who are you playing?
Hey, we're just tying all this together, baby. I'm playing Kameko, a cute bunny, and you'll learn more about her in the session. Also a person.
Matt, I know who you're playing, and I think I can give you a proper introduction in session.
Oh, yeah, sounds fun. Should I introduce myself anyway or not?
No, I think you're good. So yeah, the basic framework of this is you can decide if you want to be a wanderer or if you want to be a permanent resident. I'm going to say, since this is basically setting up the foothold of a future campaign, there are benefits to doing either. If you set up your NPC in this, your PC in this, they will appear in the future. I will go on record to say that these characters are not the central characters of the Ryuutama campaign. That actually has a different set of characters. So, like, what you do here will help set up the world a bit. So maybe be a little bit mindful about that. What role do you want your character to take in the future?
Oh, okay. But, like, I don't want to say we're not going to die, because that may...
I mean, we're not going to die. I think that's pretty safe.
I think that's a safe assumption. Wait, so sorry, what are our choices?
But it won't.
Right now, you could decide if you want to be a wanderer who just rolled into town, or you could decide if you're somebody who's settled on the Way Wharf. Ultimately, it's up to you. I
think
I settled here a little while back.
Nice.
Sorry, go
what
on.
what I'd like to do for Habi is she's the kind of person that like sets up a workshop and then travels a lot, but returns to that workshop. So like, how would that play out as far as what you're imagining?
That's perfect.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Absolutely. You've got a workshop on the island.
Yeah,
that's
I'd
very
like
simple.
I'd like her to be kind of like the resident witch/herbalist. But she's like on call all the time and kind of has like a system set up to receive letters from nearby towns in case like someone is ailing, and then she goes out and helps them.
Yeah, that sounds good, actually. Jackson?
I mean, I don't know how I could possibly fit into this. I'm just like a
You're just...
chill rabbit.
You can live in the bushes.
Don't be silly. I would live in a house.
Or not in a rabbit hutch? Like a burrow? Like a rabbit?
Kameko is a little
How
spoiled.
dare you? No.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds.
I just don't... Like, there's nobody in this apartment. Like, they're not gonna care. No one's trying to rent it. Never even seen the landlord.
Perfect. Yeah, no. To give you a little bit of a background about Way Wharf, the place is dotted with abandoned houses at this point. The entire area is gorgeous, overgrown, a positive, lush, green paradise. A lot of it has admittedly vanished into the ocean. Areas that were formerly mountain have slipped away, but thankfully this place was tall enough that now you just have nice beaches. You've ground through enough sand to even produce your own sandy beaches. It's pretty nice. You're close enough to land that you can basically wade on over if you want, though it is more comfortable to take a small little boat, like think a canoe. You can canoe back to land. It's actually pretty nice. Dotted against the landscape of Way Wharf itself are various lanterns that are kept lit. Even out in the middle of the woods, you can see Way Wharf sitting out there as a mountain against relatively flat plains. The landlord, as you put it, does a good job of at least keeping the lights on. Speaking of which, your current job and your current situation is you and the other residents of town have been called in for a meeting about what to do about the town's problems. The person pictured on the title card, to explain, is the one standing in front of you all. Ariarc, a self-professed Ryuujin. It's pretty rare.
Old.
Yeah. What? Huh? What was that?
She's old.
Yeah, presumably. Yeah, no, it's pretty rare for the Ryuujin to just come right out and tell you they are one. But yeah, no, she's a rare exception. Speaking of which, she's currently standing in front of the mayor's podium and slams down on it. Okay, guys, we're in a lot of trouble here. We need a suggestion on how to boost popularity for our town. First up, Senator Dog, what do you got?
Balls. Balls everywhere. And an old dog with a wet nose perks up and...
Oh, Fayris, when did you get here?
I went on a pilgrimage of good smells and I ended up here.
Okay, we currently have the balls suggestion. We have the elongated nap suggestion. People leaving food out suggestion. Do you have anything to add? She kind of points over at Habi.
Me? You don't remember my name? I've been living here for... It's Habi Moondrinker.
Begins with a yes.
Yeah.
She brightens up.
Fayris plods over and rubs up against you a little bit.
I pet Fayris. I have a suggestion. If we let it be known that there's an herbalist and a witch around here, people might come around if they need help. Like travelers could stop in and I could make potions for them, and they'd probably like that.
Yes, everyone likes Habi.
I pet Fayris more furiously.
Point of fact, petting Fayris gives Fayris power.
Not just power, it gives me feelings.
Matt is extremely overpowered as this character, for the record.
I remember this now.
Oh, man.
I want to go on record and say, petting the dog gives it feelings is like my favorite sentence.
Oh my god.
It's pretty good, yeah.
The mayor kind of leans over her podium, spinning a pen in her hands. Okay, I'll add herbalist and witch to the proceedings. Rabbit in the back, do you have anything?
Let it be known that I am in human form.
Rabbit in the back.
That changes my reaction.
Did I ever see Kameko in human form?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. What if we had like a festival all the time? That gets people to come.
Ooh.
Kameko.
A festival, and then there could be like an herb
An herb?
booth.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I could run the herb
ideas,
booth.
and a witch booth. You can, I don't know, dunk the witch. Is that
And a pool full of balls.
I want to get dunked. But I do like the idea of the herb booth, and maybe we could sell spare ribs too. I know you like spare ribs.
I like all sorts of stuff.
All of these are good suggestions. I think we could combine at least 3 of these. A festival I think would be the most efficient way to go about this.
Yeah, and we could have a ball pit.
Yeah.
You hear the thumping of an eager tail hitting the floor repeatedly.
Okay, yeah. My pickaxe broke last week, but I could get to digging, sure. She kind of slumps over for a second. We need a reason for people to come to our town. Like,
Festival.
festival's the start, but, well, okay, guys, come over here a sec. She kind of leads you to the front of the house and
Through the crowd of other people.
No, it's only you. I hate to say.
Oh, okay. I thought that there was like a busy room of people here.
No.
I hate to say it.
To
You
kind
look
of, like,
around and
relay-
it's just you.
Yeah, to kind of relay my
no.
own mental image, we're like sitting in kind of a grassy dirt plain with like one shack, and there's some like wooden benches, and then a taller wooden bench, and Ariarc was standing in front of it.
This is actually a proper town hall. It's just a little rundown.
Okay.
She leads you to the very front of it where the sort of crumbling building is sealed in the front by 2 great windows. She uncorks one of them with a dramatic snap, popping the windows open. She points out front at a veritable sea of trees just across
Those
from
are
the
some nice
narrow...
trees.
Yeah, just across from the narrow spit of water that divides you. The sun is setting, and it actually looks pretty nice outside. It's sending a cascade of purple across the water.
That's beautiful.
The lanterns dot the trees in front of you, but stop, leading to the other side. It is absolute pitch darkness on the other side. You can only see the barest hint of a road. See, this
Can I
is
see more with my dog eyes?
Do you have dog vision?
I mean, like, I'm the dog, so I have to say
The
yes.
sunset is not nearly as impressive.
I'm gonna say that you can see, with your dog vision, Matt, you see all sorts of small creatures darting along on the other side. Your temptation to chase them increases.
Just friends waiting to be made.
See, this is our problem. Without any sort of major trade connection or township, as people call it, there'd be no reason for people
Wait, is
to
it
come
still
to
a township?
here where we live.
I thought it finished sailing.
Dream dollar.
Yeah.
No, Ariarc reaches into her pocket and produces a very real dream dollar and hands it to you.
Oh, thanks. I still don't know what to use these for.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid one. You use them to... What?
They're comfy to sleep on. I have a whole mess of them back in my house.
She closes her eyes for a split second and tries to act mysterious. The feelings of the seasonal dragons are quite a potent force. You can use them to deepen your bonds, create and form, empower new relationships. Or you could make a bed out of them and sleep in them. I don't care.
Oh.
As a refresher, these dream dollars are handed out for good RP or just dumb puns. Oftentimes the latter. They're used in large amounts to increase your character relationships. Bonds are a very important thing in Golden Sky stories, and they've functionally determined A, how much you can do on each of during each scene, how much of your power you can use, and B, how much you can boost your rolls. So like, I say rolls. This is a diceless game, actually. Feelings are a very important resource as a result. They're the only method that you're going to be using to scrape by in intense situations.
So if you hear us saying dreams,
Foreshadowing.
that's
Or bucks.
that's what's going on.
Or bucks, yeah, bucks. Bucks
Really
is
any
the other
sort
important
of
currency.
silly thing.
Anyway, we're faced with quite the problem by not having any word of mouth, any traffic whatsoever. Frankly, I'm shocked that you three were able to find this place.
Yeah, I heard about it from some little fox that was running around.
Oh, good. Her face becomes serious. Anyway, no, unless we change something, this town and, well, my relative strength as a seasonal dragon will wane even further. And honestly, I haven't been entirely frank with you guys. I gave even you, Fayris, who I gave your senatorship position so easily. He has a tiny hat on.
It sure does.
My job here, as is the job of most seasonal dragons, is to sit back and watch humankind evolve, to develop. During these past few centuries, it's been our job to steward mankind safely through this age of relaxation. We've watched their stories as they've grown and they've flourished. However, things have changed recently. As of the last year, people have started wandering around again, going on great adventures. Me, myself, and all my friends, well, my friends that used to live here, decided to start our own adventure by attaching a big sail to this town. And look where it got us. She looks around. The town is certainly in ill repair. It's seen better days. It was clearly once cared for and actually still maintained pretty well. It doesn't have it has a lived-in feel of long ago. A thick layer of dust sits over most things.
Yeah, I've tried to keep up on dusting, but there's a lot of dust.
There are a lot of buildings.
There are a lot of buildings.
My point is, something needs to change around here. In 1 year's time, I received official notice. There will be a great dragon festival, a gathering of the Ryujin of all types.
Oh.
We'll gather and share what we've learned over the years and, well, mutually benefit. They say that the seasons grow more intense. The world flourishes if the seasonal dragons are pleased. And this dragon festival is the first attempt, a great coming together of all the seasonal dragons to make the world as a whole a better place. If I show up, if Wayward shows up, without any sort of great contribution, I probably won't be laughed at. They're actually nicer than that, but I will feel absolutely terrible.